Would you go bankrupt over a stuffed animal collection? What is the modern day equivalent? And why are the girls in the stuffed animal kingdom beefing? Ranging from squishmallows to jellycats to sonny angels, beanie babies. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the cult of cuteness and looking further into our society's obsession with these things. Chances are, if you are between the ages of 12 to 22 and are also a girly pop, you've heard of jellycats and at the very least squishmallows. Why I decided to make a video all about stuffed animals. And that's purely because the other day as I was perusing the internet, I found this gold. And also then followed by this, like 2 days later. So it felt like the time to start speaking my truth on this dire matter that has captivated me. That's right, folks. This family spent their entire life savings on Beanie Babies, a popular 90s collectible, similar in popularity to Squishmallows. The Beanie Baby originally launched in 1993 at the World Toy Fair in New York City, the Big Apple. And a little bit of background on these toys, they were deliberately understuffed, which differentiated them from their competition at the time. This, as well as having the iconic heart-shaped tag with a small poem, birth date, and blank space to write to and from that was used for gifting. All of these things already set them far apart from their competitors at the time, but what really got them on the map was supply and demand. And I know a lot of us might know a good amount about economics already, but for those of us who don't, here is a little crash course on supply and demand. Don't roast me, please. Supply is the amount of specific good or service that's available on the market, and demand is the amount of good or service that customers actually want to buy. Here's why it applies to Beanie Babies. Originally, there was no restriction at all, none at all, on how many Beanie Babies you could buy at once. And after the lack of sales, the company decided to limit the quantity of purchase to 36, as well as, of course, cease their characters after an undisclosed period of time. The scarcity method worked really great for them, and it caused their sales to skyrocket. They were racking in the profits. Now, TY is a privately owned company, meaning I can't access their financial records, but it is believed that in 1999, at their alleged peak, the company allegedly, once again, made $700 million in profits that year. Once again, this information could very well be completely false, as the records aren't disclosed to the public. It's just what Google told me could potentially be true. So take this with a grain of salt, Pookie Bears. But this had all developed a very cult-like following, hence the name of the video. People were obsessed with these things and began investing in them, believing that the value of the beanies would put their kids through college or help them retire or help them buy a house. However, it all came crashing down around the year 2000 when the .com bubble also happened, and the Beanie Baby side is actually known as the Beanie Bubble, so it's kind of like a play on words. And the .com bubble is when a bunch of investors pumped their money into internet-based startups and it blew up in their faces and caused a massive recession instead. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's just what I gathered from it personally. Okay, now time for some current events. Build-A-Bear and Squishmallow are currently in a legal battle. Build-A-Bear is accusing Squishmallow of copying their design, which, I don't know, you can be the judge of that. Apparently this lawsuit began in 2016, but since the explosion of popularity in Squishmallow product post-COVID-19 pandemic, it seems like Build-A-Bear is mad as... And honestly, I would be too. Build-A-Bear is a popular stuffed animal brand, but I would say it is nothing compared to these other lines like Beanie Baby or Squishmallow that have like a cult-like following. According to the New York Times, sales in Squishmallows have increased over 300% in 2022. In 2022 alone, with sales soaring to over 200 million worldwide, which was the complaint that was filed with the court, which was basically when they bring them to court, and that's the actual case. The point of all of this, stuffed animals and similar toys can be quite the profitable business. They seem to draw people's attention and capture them with cult-like fascination. I've also seen this as well with sonny angels for a brief moment, but I feel like that was much more of a micro trend. Also a similar thing with like calico critters and most recently jellycats, which I don't think that jellycats are gonna be a micro trend though. I think that they're gonna go on a similar trajectory to Squishmallow and Beanie Baby. And although Squishmallow is definitely currently the most popular out of all of these brands, I personally feel like they're fizzling out, and I think that Jellycats are gonna swoop in and come steal their spotlight. I'm not really sure if it's just because I am aging and I'm no longer the target audience, but I feel like Squishmallows kind of lost their hype after 2021. They're definitely still very popular, but I feel like once they became more mainstream, their consumer was primarily little kids. I think that with social media being the driving force for like every single trend now, it just sort of creates this echo chamber where creativity is sent to die. The beefing in the stuffed animal kingdom is insane, all over Squishmallows and Build-A-Bears. And while stealing designs is nothing new when it comes to business and creativity, I do honestly think that it's almost praised now. For example, like, dupes are cool and in, rather than considered knockoffs. And this is very debatable on whether or not this is like a net positive or a net negative, but you guys can feel free to debate that in the comments. And with that, yes, I do believe that Jellycats are gonna be the next It Girls, the next Squishmallows, the next Beanie Babies, because of their cuteness, their originality, semi-originality, and differentiation in comparison to Squishmallows. Like, think about it, think about it. I just thought of this, but Squishmallows, no legs, none at all. Jellycats, what is their main trademark? All have legs, no matter what they are. But because of their cuteness and semi-originality and differentiation in comparison to the other competitors in the stuffed animal kingdom, I think they're gonna stand out and be the next It Girl. Their range and newfound popularity is already pointing to the signs, in my opinion, especially with the Jellycat cafes, and I guess I'll just have to see how it plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Jellycats are gonna be the next It Girl in the stuffed animal industry? What are your thoughts on Squishmallow allegedly stealing Build-A-Bear's idea, on Build-A-Bear's design? Whatever it is, I would love to hear your opinion. So comment down below so we can all discuss it and have a nice little discussion like the big happy family we are. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so sorry that I haven't been posting as much, and I've been a little inconsistent with the uploads the past month. I've been just insanely busy with school and work, and I'm maybe getting a new super cool job, not gonna lie, and clubs and just life stuff. So I'm sorry, but I love you all so much. XOXO.